All right, Coach Lucas Watkins, Cumberland football coach. Coach, you finished the season 6-3. You finished the regular season. Talk about kind of the season and kind of what you liked, what you kind of want to work on, and all that.
I thought overall it was a successful season. Going in, we had a lot of youth that we had to have kids grow up. We didn't have a lot of seniors that played. We ended up having 7, and then 2 of them ended up getting hurt with season-ending injuries, and then one's a kicker. So really, we just had a handful of seniors. So we relied upon the younger kids, and I thought the younger kids grew as the season went on and matured, which is what we talked about at the beginning of the season. Hoping they can do, and that was kind of the one thing that I thought we did a good job of is getting those younger kids acclimated to varsity football, and the younger kids, helped us achieve that goal of 6-3. Now we did rely heavily upon our seniors in Braden Olmstead and Blake McMeekin and Hunter Kemper that played extensively, but it was nice to have those young kids learn and still be successful as well.
Saturday night, all the high school teams are waiting to see who they draw, and Friday night you get Casey at Casey. You're 6-3. What does it mean to you to get back into the playoffs another year and get that 6th win?
It feels really good. It's we talked to the kids about that being an expectation, and whenever you meet your expectations, that feels good as a coach. It feels good again to be there. We've kind of the last couple of years, we were able to get to the second round last year, and we'd like to get beyond that. We have Casey, like you alluded to, this Friday, and they're a tough test. They're 8-1 for a reason. They've got a really strong defense. They've got a really good offense as well to go along with that, and then a couple really good kids in Connor Sullivan. The Richards kids is really good too. Their quarterback Clement is very skilled as well. So they're a handful. Their offensive line is big. Their defensive line is big and aggressive. So we're going to have to, we'll have our hands full, but we've got to come and play the game like we've preached and talked to these kids and coached these kids to do all season long, and can't make mistakes. And hopefully if we can, eliminate the turnovers and eliminate the penalties and stuff, we'll give ourselves a chance.
Blake McMeekin rushed for nearly 1,500 yards this season. How important of an asset? I know he's a senior, but leading the younger kids and showing this is how we play here at Cumberland football.
Yeah, he's been a good leader. I mean, obviously his value on the field is unprecedented, with what you talked about, the value he has and the yards that he had. And, he had 20 touchdowns rushing, I think, as well, and was our leading receiver, and he means a lot to the team. But he's a kid, we've talked about not the biggest kid, but he plays hard, and he plays the game the right way, and he has a good work ethic. And it's, he's more than just a player. He's a leader, he's a captain, and he's that for a reason. He's a good example for the kids playing underneath him.
Blake, what is the mindset-wise as a senior going into the playoffs?
Yeah, my mindset is you have to win. Obviously, if you lose, you're done. So practice every day like it's your last, and basically try to make sure you can get as much as you can out of a 2-hour practice.
You have nearly 1,500 yards this season as a rusher. How much has that helped you guys in a positive direction, knowing that they're keying on you to be that player?
Yeah, so it opens up a ton of other options that we have. Like at the start of the season, it was give the ball to me and let's see what I can do. And now teams are keying in on me, and we give the ball to other playmakers, and it tends to work out a lot.
So the mentality of a regular season, you get 9 games for sure. But now postseason, you win, you keep moving on. You lose, you're done. How does that mentality change?
Well, you hopefully you're preparing yourself, and the kids each week for the playoffs. But when you get there, it's like you said, it's a new season. It's starting over, and you've got to understand that you win or you go home, and you can play as long as you want to, as long as you can keep winning. But if you make mistakes or you don't bring your A game, you don't get do-overs. In the regular season, we kind of stubbed our toe a couple times. Specifically against Nokomis, I didn't think we played very well. We didn't start the game fast enough, but we were able to hopefully learn from that and understand we can't do that in the playoffs. And that's what we talked about actually after the Nokomis game. We talked about the kids, how you feel right now. What could you have done to prevent the situation we're in right now? So hopefully they learn from that loss late in the season. And we kind of alluded to the fact that if you do this in the playoffs, you are done. You can't have a slow start. You can't make mistakes and expect to win, because Nokomis, they were a quality opponent. And when you get to the playoffs, you see quality opponents like that. So it is a, win or go home, mentality that we have to have. And hopefully, having some struggles and setbacks during the regular season prepares us for the postseason.
Some of the keys, I think, all season we've just kind of gotten our head. I think we have been our own worst enemy this season. The games we've lost, we just haven't played good. But the way we've played some of these games, I have a lot of hope. I think that if we come in with the right mindset, we can give them a good run for their money. I think we can make it. I think we can beat Casey this week. Towards the beginning of the season, I'm a new varsity quarterback. I've never really done this before. It was a mental thing more so, I think. But then just throughout the season, I had talked with coaches, I worked with coaches, and just the more that I passed, the more confident I became. And then, here we are. These last couple weeks, I've thrown for over 200 yards a game. So I think that improvement is going to help us in the postseason.
You get that 6-win Friday against Argentina. How important was that knowing you're in, but also when you found out who you're getting on Saturday night with Casey, what went through your mind?
That was big. Casey, we've always had a little bit of a rivalry with Casey. We haven't played him in a long time, so this week is a big game for everybody, I think. Blake's been our runner this year. Anytime we give him the ball, something good happens, and I think that we need to use him this game. He's going to be a very integral part of this game. And I think if they can't contain Blake, then there's a very good chance that we can get this game.
So you're guaranteed 9 games, but playoffs, you're not guaranteed anything. What is your mentality like, and how does it change?
So regular season, I gotta find out what I did wrong. I gotta figure out how I can fix that for the next week. But then playoffs, I just gotta play my hardest. I gotta leave it all out there on the field, because I know that if I don't, then there's a chance that we will not play again next week, and that's a scary thought, especially as a senior, knowing like this, I might never do this again. I just gotta play my hardest, and if it works out, then we get another week guaranteed.
So being back in the playoffs for your senior season, what does that mean to you?
It means a ton. It means a ton to me, and it means a ton to our team. Representing Cumberland out there, and I think. Our success has come from our coaches, really trying to get us prepared for this moment. Obviously, we have to stop their running back, a really good running back in Connor Sullivan, and they have a really fast wide receiver. That'll be our keys in containing their quarterback, who's quick and athletic. So,
how important is that to be so close to play a playoff game?
I think that's going to help us tremendously, I think, because those bus rides, they can be a killer. They really can be. So the quick 15, 16, 17-minute bus ride over to Casey, we were still going to be on our A game, that we're not cold yet. We're still going to play good.
I think one of the biggest keys about this game Friday night is you don't have to travel 2 hours away. You're 17 minutes from Casey. How important of a factor is that?
I think it's helpful. It's beneficial, definitely for us. Last year we saw, we played the first round against Rushville, and they had a 3-hour bus ride, and we were able to get them, and then we turned around and we have a 3-hour bus ride the next week, and didn't go so well for us. And it does have an impact on your kids, and just the scheduling and everything. And I think you look at Nokomis, we had an 1.5-hour bus ride, and it took us a quarter to get going, and once we did, we played much better. So it's definitely a benefit to get on the bus. We like to be at the games 2 hours early. We're playing Friday night at 7, so that means we leave at 4:45 to get there at 5 o'clock. If it was somewhere else, we're talking 3:30 leaving, so it's definitely a benefit.
When you got that 6-win Friday to get you a lock, and you're waiting to see who you play, what teams were you kind of looking at that you might play, but also when you found out that you were playing Casey, what was going through your mind?
I kind of thought we'd get Leroy, is what it looked like. Casey was on the radar as well, and then I think Carrollton and Jacksonville Route played Saturday afternoon. I really thought it was going to be Leroy, and then Route upset Carrollton, which kind of changed some stuff around, and then we kind of knew we were going to go to Casey there later on Saturday after that Carrollton game. So when we got Casey, it was, again, it's the playoffs. They're all going to be quality opponents at this point in the season. And again, watching film on them, they're a very talented team. Defense very strong, offense good running back and Connor Sullivan, and above average offensive line, both lines, D-line and offensive line. So again, your opponent in the first round, especially when you go 6-3, you're going to see a 7-2, an 8-1, and possibly even a 9-0. So the opponent's going to be good. We're just happy to be. There's a lot of teams in the state that aren't playing football anymore, so we're happy to get another week and get development for our younger kids as well, and look forward just to playing another game.